Okay.
New variant. New variant out of South Africa. It's called Omicron, which is a horrible name. Like, if you wanted to pick a name that would scare the living daylights out of you, and you hear Omicron variant,
How do they pick these names?
I don't know. I thought they were doing the Greek alphabet at first, right? Alpha,
Yeah, I think so.
beta, delta. But they just went to Omicron. That don't sound Greek to me.
Yeah. It does sound Greek, but it's O, but we just came off of D, so I don't know. I don't think they're going in order.
Yeah, and there's also like a new strain too. Yeah, the new strain, NU.
Oh, Mew? Isn't that old? Hasn't that been around for a while now? A
No,
little
not
while?
Mu, new, NU.
Oh, no. I didn't hear that one. No? What is that
Yeah,
one?
type it in. It's also a variant um that I saw first before I saw the
Listen,
Omicron.
here's a question. When do we stop caring that there are new variants? Because isn't this normal for a virus? It just keeps mutating. It's like the flu, like the flu does.
So it is normal. I would like to add though, the flu don't seem to mutate like this though. This shit is mutating like a Pokemon.
I feel like the flu mutates. Well, I know that it mutates every year because every year they have to like do a different version of the vaccine. But maybe, I mean, who knows how often the flu mutates? We just don't hear about it because the flu has become normalized part of living. So I feel like since we're still in a pandemic, they're just advertising every new variant that's out. But I feel like this is normal.
So me and you agree on that point where some of this is hysteria, just for the sake of hysteria, because like you said,
Hmm.
viruses mutate. It's kind of what they do as they go from person to person. They mutate to become more contagious. Usually, sometimes they mutate to be less deadly but more
Hmm.
contagious. Other times, more contagious and more deadly. Who knows, right? So to your point, yeah, this is kind of what viruses do. But I guess what people so like worried about this from what I was hearing and reading is that basically our vaccines are built, especially the mRNA ones, they're built specifically to be effective because of the spike. It's called a spike protein around the virus,
Hmm.
right? Like that's how those things work. And so they make the vaccines to recognize those spike proteins, and so it helps your body fight off, infection, and also if you get infected, severe sickness.
Okay.
The Omicron, whatever you want to call it, variant, the spikes are vastly different from previous strains of corona, and so
Mm.
this means that there's a high likelihood that our vaccines might not be nearly as effective against this virus.
Oh,
Um,
what did I get this booster shot for?
that's what I want to ask you once we finish talking about this, because that's one concern that I heard that they have, especially Fauci. Another concern is that it is extremely more contagious. So Delta was already more contagious than like the other strains, and so this is people think this is even more contagious than Delta. So it's like super duper contagious, and it is hitting people that are vaxxed, like double vaxxed.
Listen, I don't want to get COVID again. I did not have fun the first time. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but like it still isn't fun. I just don't want to do it again.
Yeah, you are someone who has had COVID, and you're also vaccinated. So I don't know what your risk would be, so to speak. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, this is a true area of concern because even before this variant, I mean, there were stories of people catching regular COVID twice.
Yeah.
So, if a virus mutates so much to the point where it has such a distinct spike protein, then does it matter that your body created antibodies for COVID version 1 if we got the COVID remix out here?
I mean, I would still like to think that if you're vaccinated and you still get it, I would still like to think that the antibodies that the vaccine produced in your body will help you a little bit. Like, I still think you'll be better off than somebody who's not vaccinated and who's never had COVID before.
So to your point, in South Africa, I think only about 6% of the population was vaccinated at the time of the emergence of
Hmm.
Omicron. So to your point, like how much information as far as transmissibility and deadliness can we really take from a location where so few people are vaccinated, and compared to like a place like New York City or California or wherever, Vermont, where you have kind of these, high 70% plus, vaccination levels. I don't know, right? I have no idea how they do that math. No idea. But look, if they freaking out, it gives me room for pause to do some more information, and then I will determine for myself if I should be freaking out or not.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it seems like this is the new one.
I'm not even really scared anymore. I'm kind of over the hump of being scared. I'm kind of over COVID. Not that I don't care about it, but I'm kind of at a point where I'm just rolling with the punches. There's a new strain. Okay. Now we have to live with that. This is kind of the way that, because I just feel like, I don't know. Will we ever be back will life be normal again? I've come to the terms that we're not, not anytime soon.
Well, there's a deeper question to ask as well, because now let's get to the boosters, right? Because you were saying, well, why did I get the booster for? And this is where I would like some clarification. Are the boosters kind of using old data? So mainly, we didn't have the Omicron when we made the boosters, right? The boosters were made kind of with the Delta variant in mind. So if we have this new variant that has, significantly different spike proteins, making it evasive to regular vaccination, wouldn't that also be the same for the boosters? Thus, should I be getting the booster? Look, I'm all for getting boosted and vaccinated, but these things still come with risk. And I'm not out here just taking risks just because if I'm not going to get any added protection on the back end.
You should still get a booster shot for the regular strains that are still circulating. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like those are going to disappear just because Omicron is here. They're just all going to be circled up together, circulating around together.
This is a lot, boy.
I know.
This is a lot.